What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here. We're going to have our kind of a combination video, starting out with the week in review and then going into OTC Saturday and then kind of what to look out for. We will have our watch list tomorrow sometime late afternoon, early evening, and let's get into this. This was actually a pretty good week. We started out the week, I was holding DSGT from last week, from Friday, ended up selling. I think I sold for break even on Monday. They came out with no news of any significance, or in fact, I think they came out with some news about their golf carts. Whatever it was, it didn't do anything for the stock, and I held it a little too long. I had a profit, and then ended up selling for either break even or a small loss. And then on Monday we traded Sunworks. Very choppy. I held on a lot longer than I wanted to, but made a small profit. I think I only made about $80 profit on Sunworks, but I could have made a lot more than that, but it was just trading way too choppy. And then just decided to kind of hang it up till the end of the day. Watched ABML, American Battery Metals, just skyrocket. I missed it because I was in Sunworks. Like I said, I made a decent profit on that, maybe 80 or $100, and then I bought American Battery Metals on that dip. Got in a little over 17 cents. Could have sold on the close at about 21 and a half cents, but I decided to hold it overnight because it was setting up for a nice first green day, and completely did the opposite of what I thought it would do the following morning. Ended up just dumping, and I ended up selling it for a 2-penny gain. So it was still a nice profit on that, but I could have made double my profit if I would have sold it the night prior. And what can kind of confuse me is usually when you have a first green day, if the stock doesn't go parabolic, you're looking pretty good on that. It did that in the morning, but then had a nice pullback, traded flat for the majority of the afternoon, and then grinded its way up towards the close. So ended up being a decent trade, but obviously could have done better with that. Then let's see here. Didn't trade anything Tuesday afternoon. Ended up getting into DSGT again on Wednesday. Traded that. Could have had a huge gain on that. I got in at the open at right around 11 and a half, and or it was a little bit closer to 12, and this sucker popped up to 14. Had a nice profit in that, and then just watched it grind down for a break-even trade. It just didn't react to the way I thought it would react to really good news about them putting out their Terra E or whatever it was, their pickup truck, and it just didn't work out the way I planned. So with commissions, I think I lost a little bit. So that was two mediocre trades on DSGT, and a decent trade with Sunworks and American Battery Metals. I could have made a lot more than I thought, than I ended up making. So, but that's trading. As long as you come out with some profits, you come out ahead. It's good. Sometimes you got to tread water, to get to the shore and really make a nice profit. Which this is the worst and one of the better trades, and probably the worst trade I made all week. In the pre-market, LONE dropped to its 52-week lows of 17 cents, where I said, you know what, this thing moved up. The day prior went up to almost 35 cents. Why not jump in? And I jumped in at 18 cents. Held it all day. It was grinding up all day. Had a nice pop midday, and then kind of grinded to to the close at about 25 cents. So I had a terrific gain on that, but I sold at 25 cents right before the close, only to watch this thing go parabolic in the after hours. Like this thing went up into the 50s, and then the following morning dipped back down and went up at almost to 74, 73 cents, something like that. Oh, missed a triple, and typically I wouldn't care about something like that, but what gets me is I was in that stock. But that's the break sometimes. And then I don't like trading after hours really, so I kind of just sat there and watched it like this. Watch this thing just going up and up and up, and tried a sympathy play. Tried to get an ENSV because that's another cheap oil and gas stock, and I said, you know what, I'll try that one, and ended up getting out break even on that one as well too, or for a small loss on ENSV. That one was trading real choppy, so really only had two decent trades going into Friday, and we made our due on Friday. We made the whole week worth it on Friday with two trades in WWR and one towards the close on CBAT. WWR got in at 330 on the dip. sold out at about 370. Then it shot up past $4, pulled back into the 380s where I got back in, and then sold out at 450. This thing went all the way up to 5.25, 530, 540, something like that. But you know, hey, can't complain, and made decent profits on that one. And then turned my attention, because then it was starting to get extended, so I turned my attention to CBAT, where I got in at 275 and ended up getting out at 332, I believe, 331 or 332. So 3 nice trades towards the from midday to the end of the day yesterday, and that made my whole week. So can't complain about that. That was and what I like about it is these are the stocks. If you look at my watch list from not this Sunday that just passed, but the week before that, on that watch list I had SUNW. That was just a few days before it went parabolic for 1,000% gain. I had WWR on there, which we all know what that stock has done. I had CBAT on there, and again, we all saw what that stock has done. All these stocks have been really good. I just kind of had my attention towards the battery stocks and the alternative energy stocks, and this is where the market had turned. I had just a suspicious feeling that that's exactly where this market was going, and luckily SPI, that kind of led the way to then push all these stocks up. Another one that had a great, couple weeks is POLA, POLA, where the prior week before that one, I put that on my watch list in anticipation of the hurricane, and this one this one seemed to be, to work as well. And these are the stocks that we're going to be watching over the next, probably the next week or maybe 2 weeks, because I still think all of these plays still have excellent potential in them, especially Westwater Resources, WWR. This is a very low float stock. It's starting to catch momentum, and this could do something kind of like Vivo Power, where this thing went from the 2s all the way up to the 14s. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's a good possibility with this thing catching steam that this could happen. Especially with the president putting out that executive order on the resources and the resource companies that are mining and stuff like that. I don't know the exact details on that. I really want to get into that and kind of dig in and know exactly what that's about. But I know that that does have an impact on a lot of these mining stocks and some of these oil and gas stocks. So actually, let's get into OTC Saturday. I'm going to have, let's see here, 4 stocks on my OTC Saturday. I'm not going to get too much into them. I don't want to make this a 30-minute video, but this is going to kind of keep with the same type of theme. One stock is going to be a little bit off that theme, but the first one is American Lithium Corporation, LIACF. This stock closed at 0.91695, up 6% on Friday, so a little shade over 91.5 cents. This thing is grinding up slowly but surely. Had a good week last week. And another one is American Battery Metals, ABML. This one closed at 0.139625. It was only up 1% on Friday, but it's up a couple cents from last week. I know it did shoot up tremendously and kind of pull back, but I think both of these stocks, these are both battery plays, and I really think that these ones will have some momentum going over the next few weeks. So the 2 ones I'm mainly looking at are LIACF and ABML, American Battery Metals. American Battery Metals is one we talked about early August, and this one's still going to be on my watch list, and I'd like you to keep it on your watch list. I'm not saying buy these stocks right away. What I'm saying is obviously just keep them on your watch list. Any parabolic movement in these things, or any strong movement, and any big boost in volume, then you look for some trades. You might want to look for some pullbacks, 1 or 5 minute pullbacks, mainly the 1 minute pullbacks, to make an entry on these things and take your profits on them. The next one is MMMW. MMMW. This is megawatts, mass megawatts wind power. This is a cheap stock. It closed at 0.0198. It was sold just under 2 cents. This thing is down 1% on Friday. This is a wind power, so maybe I'm thinking with the solar and everything like that, people may be kind of looking for some wind power plays, some hydrogen power plays like OPTT and other stocks to start switching into and watching these things go up. This thing has a decent chart, so I really like the chart on this one, and would definitely keep this one on my watch list. This is MMMW. And the last one on the OTC Saturday is Solensys Corp. SOLS. This one closed at 19.8 cents, so 0.198. Was up 20% on Friday. This is actually a data management company, and I just really like the chart on this one. I like the way the chart is, the way the chart's behaving on this. I like the way the chart's setting up for a nice, for a nice pop. So I would definitely keep SOLS on my watch list. I think this thing has some good things in store for it. Didn't really want to, get too in depth with a lot of these stocks. Like I said, I don't want to make this, a 45-minute video here. But I also have kind of a something that I want you guys to all these stocks to put on your watch list for the following week, these are, there's quite a few. I'm going to throw some tickers at you. All of these are listed stocks because I'm kind of shifting towards listed plays. The OTC market hasn't been it treat me as good as it has in in prior weeks, and everything's kind of shifting over to these Nasdaq plays. And hey, I'm going where the money's at. I'm not going to stick around OTC land if it's not paying me. And if Nasdaq land is giving me that money, that's where I'm going to be until the tide turns the other way. And typically, this is the way the market goes. There's ebbs and flows. The stocks that we're going to be looking at, some of the same stocks. We're going to be looking at Westwater Resources. They closed at $4.42. They were down a little bit in the after hours, but they were up 49% in the trading day. I still think this one has momentum going into it. CBAT Energy or CBAC Energy. This is a battery company, CBAT. They closed at $3.13. They were also down a tad in the after hours. Sunworks, we're going to be watching Sunworks going into next week. SUNW, this one closed at $2.35. I really like this stock for I think this one's going to be in play for the next couple of weeks, if not longer. And then we're also going to be watching POLA, Polar Power. That one closed at $3.38. That was about break even in the after hours. It was up 8% on Friday. So WWR, CBAT, SUNW, and POLA. All of these stocks have been on my watch list for the past 2 weeks, and they're going to continue being on my watch list going into the next few weeks. A couple other ones, Nano Dimensions, NNDM. I know I've talked about these guys in my last swing trade video probably about a month and a half ago. They closed at $2.36. Two things I like about this company. ARC Investments actually invested in these guys. That's a huge company to be, when they invest in somebody, in that, that's a very good sign that some of these big players have some, conviction about this stock, and it's also a battery play. They do 3D printing, but it's also a battery play as well too. So NNDM is a stock we're going to be watching, and then one stock on Friday that caught my interest is XTNT. XTNT. They closed at $1.57. They were up 91%, and they traded up flat in the after hours. What I like about these guys is that the debt company owns right now about 94% of the shares. This makes the float very low as far as for retail traders, and any momentum in the stock, I do expect a pullback, probably back to the 1.25 range. But now that they got their debt restructured and someone is holding on to quite a few of those shares with a huge position, I do believe that the very low float can make this stock volatile. Any good news that would come out, any good PR could send this stock popping. So, those are some of the stocks I'm going to be watching going into the next few weeks. 3 other plays that I'm watching is kind of gap fill plays. ZSAN, ZSAN, they had a horrible press release as far as their drug that they were going to release. People were thinking this thing's going up to $2, $3, $4. This thing dropped all the way down to 66 cents. There is now a gap to be filled all the way up to $1.60 on this stock, and typically gaps get filled. So that's one I definitely have my watch list to keep an eye on. One that we talked about a couple weeks ago, ONTX. They still have that gap to fill. They closed at 27.2 cents, so 0.272. They've got a gap all the way up to $1. And then ACST, they closed at 0.203, so a shade over 20 cents, and they've got a gap up to 70 cents. So these are stocks these are gap fill plays. Typically gaps do fill. And when they start to fill, they fill aggressively. So these are 3 stocks I'd be kind of keeping on my watch list, just to, just to see if you can get any momentum. And what you want to do on these, you want to take a look and see when they start breaking past where the gap is. There's a gap between, say it's between $1 and 40 cents, like on ONTX, it's 40 cents and $1. Once it breaks past 40 cents and starts to run, that's when you know that gap is starting to get filled. You might want to take a small position and see if that gap's going to get filled. So again, I know this was kind of a video all over the place. I'm feeling like garbage right now. So we'll have that the watch list coming out tomorrow night, and getting aggravated because his neighbor's dog will not shut up. But hey, what are you gonna do, man? As always, please like, please share, please subscribe. Any questions, put them in the comment section below. Any comments, put them in the comment section below. And let's get that money, traders. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow.